I still remember what focus felt like. Not productivity, not a timer app, just doing one thing long enough to disappear into it. And the strange part is this: we didn't call it deep work. We called it a normal afternoon. Press play, and the past doesn't feel far away. If you're Gen X, you grew up in a world where attention had fewer doors. You could sit in a room with one screen, one phone line, one task in front of you. And if something interrupted you, it was usually a real thing. A knock at the door, a phone ringing, someone saying your name. But now, interruption isn't an event. It's the background. And multitasking, what we used to call handling a lot, has turned into a lifestyle. So in this video, I want to do 3 things. Take you back to what focus used to feel like, name what changed without blaming one device, and give you a few simple ways to take your focus back without moving to a cabin in the woods. Back then, focus was baked into the environment. If you watched a movie, you watched the movie. You didn't pause to check messages. You didn't hold a second screen in your hand like a nervous habit. You sat there and let the story do its job. If you were doing homework, you had a notebook, a textbook, a pen that ran out halfway through the assignment, maybe a little desk lamp that made everything feel serious. And if you got stuck, you stared at the paper. You didn't instantly escape into entertainment. Even boredom worked differently. Boredom didn't come with a rescue button, so your brain learned to push through it until it found a deeper gear. Music was the same way. You put on a cassette or a CD, and you listened in order. You didn't skip every 10 seconds. You didn't shuffle your attention. And here's a small Gen X detail people forget. Errands required presence. You drove somewhere and you stayed in that drive. No GPS voice telling you the next turn. No notifications lighting up your pocket. If you got lost, you got lost. And you figured it out. You could pay cash for something and walk out. No receipt emailed. No banking alert. No transaction summary. Just a completed moment. And because life wasn't constantly asking for your attention had time to become strong. It could hold a thought. It could finish a sentence. It could stay with a feeling long enough to understand it. That's what focus really is. Not grinding, not hustle. Just the ability to remain with something until it becomes clear. Then, the world started multiplying. More tabs, more apps, more notifications, more just checking one thing that turns into 20 minutes of drift. Now you can be in 3 places at once without leaving your chair. Email open, messages open, a video playing, a headline screaming, a calendar reminder, and a little voice in your head whispering, you should be doing something else. And we call it multitasking. But most of the time, it's not multitasking. It's task switching. Rapid context switching. Your brain yanked from one doorway to the next. And the scary part is, it feels productive. Because movement feels like progress. But focus doesn't grow in movement. Focus grows in stillness. Now, even when you're relaxing, your attention is working overtime. You watch something while scrolling something else. You listen while reading, while replying, while half thinking about tomorrow. And then you wonder why your mind feels tired even on an easy day. Because your attention never fully lands anywhere. It's like living with 10 radios on at once. None of them loud enough to shut off, all of them loud enough to keep you tense. There are 3 contrasts that explain why Gen X feels this so deeply. First, focus used to be protected by friction. You had to walk to the phone. You had to rewind the tape. You had to wait for the show to come on. Now everything is one tap away. Punchline. We removed the friction, and lost the quiet. Second, interruptions used to be human-sized. A call, a knock, a question from across the room. Now, interruptions are machine-made, constant, and designed to be irresistible. Punchline: it's not your discipline, it's the design. Third, attention used to belong to you. Now it gets rented out in small pieces all day. A notification here, a scroll there, a quick check everywhere. Punchline: we don't lose focus once we leak it all day long. And when attention leaks long enough, something changes. You stop trusting your own mind. You start thinking you're broken, that you can't concentrate like you used to, that you're getting old. But it's not age, it's environment. We can't uninvent the internet, but we can build boundaries again. Start with one simple rule, one screen at a time. If you're watching something, watch it. If you're working, work. If you're resting, rest. It sounds small, but it changes everything, because it retrains your brain to stay. Next, protect the first 30 minutes of your morning. No news, no email, no scrolling. Just coffee, light, quiet. Give your attention a chance to be yours before the world starts bidding on it. Then try a single tab hour. One task, one tab, one document. Phone face down. Not forever, just 1 hour. You're not trying to become a monk. You're trying to remember what it feels like to finish a thought. Bring back one analog anchor. A notebook beside your keyboard. A real book by the chair. A walk with no audio. A small ritual that teaches your brain, we're here now. And here's the most Gen X move of all. Do one thing the old way, on purpose. Write the grocery list on paper. Pay cash once in a while. Drive without turning the radio on. Not because technology is bad, but because your attention needs proof that it can survive silence. Because focus isn't a personality trait. It's a skill. And skills come back when you practice them. If you feel like your focus isn't what it used to be, you're not failing. You're living inside a world that treats your attention like a product. But you can take it back. Not with willpower alone. With boundaries, with rituals, with small decisions that add up. And once you start protecting your attention, something surprising happens. You feel calmer, even before your life gets easier. If this hit home, tell me what used to hold your focus. Reading? Fixing something in the garage? A full album start to finish? Drop your birth year and your focus memory in the comments. Subscribe to Gen X Reflections for more Time Capsule reflections. Next time, we'll talk about the moment local life started disappearing, when everything went global. Until then, do one thing today with your full attention. If this video hits you right in the memories, then the next one I am recommending below will probably have you nodding along too. Click it right now to watch.